guns in D&D are cowards.
All right. Well,
shake the nerve. The goal.
hello everyone. Yes. Welcome to Hunter's Moon, the second official playtest for Spliced, the occult TTRPG created by me, the incredible, the amazing, the oh so humble Alakazam. But much more important than my stupid bullshit that I'm going to be talking about are these incredible players who are going to be helping me run the system that I've been working on. So I'd like to get right into it. So let's go ahead and start. And I would going to introduce each of you. Tell me a little bit about you, about who you're playing. Then we're going to jump in to Hunter's Moon. So why don't we hear from Wombat? Tell us about Matthias Blackwood.
Yes. So, salutations and hello, everybody. I am your favorite neighborhood TTRPG Wombat, Dapper Wombat, and I am here today playing as Matthias Blackwood. One, I suppose. They might say that he's a hired gun, but I prefer to think of myself as a specialized and exclusive accountant.
I like that.
Quite professional, would you say?
I'm excited to have a hired gun. It's one of my favorite occupations and stuff. Look forward to see what you do with it. And then, Alexa, please tell us about Dr. Winnie Carrington.
Yeah, hi. So I am Lex, or Lexblade, and I am playing Dr. Winnie Carrington. And Dr. Winnie is an accomplished alchemist, scientist in her field, but as a woman in a male-dominated industry, she has to operate a bit under the radar. And because of that and some other circumstances in her line of work, she has gone a bit mad, shall we say. And Dr. Winnie is the archivist class.
Yes. The archivist is probably allows for some of the weirdest shit, so this is gonna be good. And then I have to say, I'm so thrilled, fully in character, Dr. Basil Roberts. We need to know.
So actually, Dr. Basil Roberts. We're going with the British pronunciation. I'm Artemis. I will be playing Dr. Basil Roberts. He is a doctor, occupation, which is the class system for this game. And he is possibly wanted by certain authorities for some back alley surgeries of a rather sketchy variety. Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry.
Spicy. We love it. It'll be good to have a healer. And
Yes.
all right.
No matter how much of a quack they are.
I know you're dying to tell us about Barbara Yaga.
Me? Well, I am in a coffin. I am wife of Alakazam, I guess, primarily. And tonight I will be playing Barbara Yagina Basarovna Stolsteyevskin. But your dad just calls me Barbara Yaga because I go bump in the night. Barbara Yaga is a grifter. She is rapidly losing her funds from her title back home and looking for some money. It'd be a little fun, mostly money.
Hell yeah. And I do have to give a quick shout. Ina is actually the one who provided all of the character art for this. Which, when we get to our first break, you will see a nice little Meet the Characters vignette that will show the amazing art that Ina made. You can also see it on Twitter and whatnot. And then, Amber, please tell everyone about Claudine.
Hi everybody, I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. I'm a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, streamer. But most importantly tonight, I am bringing you Claudine Gregory, who is the ringleader. Claudine is not a ringleader in the sense that you can find her in a circus, but rather you might find her in Piccadilly Circus, particularly fighting for the right to vote. She is one of the preeminent suffragettes in London right now, but mostly here. She is here to fight a lot. Like she's fighting the patriarchy literally. She's not afraid to throw a couple punches, and also just get a little messy. Definitely inspired by Emma Goldman.
Oh,
So.
oh yeah. Well, for all of you watching out there, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy this. This is a fun little story. If you've seen A Rainy Night at 44th Street, this is actually a nice way to show you that Spliced can be used for all sorts of different settings. Whereas that stream is set during the 1960s, this is going to be set during 1899. All of our wonderful characters here will be Scotland, the turn of the century, and we're going to jump right into it, shall we? Now,
Let's do it.
as the five of you arrive, the edifice of Rosethorn Hall rises above you. It is an impressive castle and well kept. There is, so far as even a moat surrounding it, filled with this water that reflects the faintest bit of moonlight. Clouds are pendulous and heavy. Last bits of rain that had rolled out throughout the entire day now finally subsiding. Each of you has received an invitation to come here from someone you've never met in your entire life. A Lord Pickman. Pickman is a strange sort. Old money. And when I say old, I mean tracing his line all the way back. Alistair Crowley. This is a man who has a spot in the House of Lords, but has no living descendants. And given that he's now in his late 80s, not expected to ever have any. The letter was simple. Come to my estate for a wonderful night under the hunter's moon, and you will be entered into my will. Promising offer. Portion this massive estate and his incredible wealth. The offer so tempting none of you could refuse. The drawbridge itself lowered, allowing you on side, and there is a vast courtyard. You can see the drawbridge is pulled back up behind you. A disquieting feeling over you. You see the moon overhead now peeking out from behind the clouds. The dark orangish red full moon. The old hunter's moon. Sometimes even known as a harvest. There is a strange sound, metal on cobblestone, as these massive front gates, double doors, each 15-foot tall, and leading into a grand, long hall. There is a tall, thin man in his early 40s, wearing this butler's uniform, white gloves. Looks at all of you. The Lord will see you now. Please, come with me. Your invitations. He holds his hand out, expecting each of you. Letter. It's quiet. And as he shows all of you the way, central space, the hall, as the source of that noise, you can see a metal chair that at first has these strange legs, and you realize that it has almost like the carven wooden legs that you might expect off of the fine furniture here, but these are made of metal, jointed. And almost the hind legs are digigrade, like a dog. And the entire chair lurches forward as the legs move, an incredible display of ingenuity, technology. But sitting on the chair is a man, one you expected. All of the few wisps left of his hair completely ghostly white. See that he has what appears to be a scar tracing from his eye all the way down and disappearing under his collar. And a second tracing from the edge of his nostril all the way down and disappearing under the collar again. All arrived. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm Lord Pickman. I shall be your host for this evening. Now, looks across each of you. Blackwood, Dr. Carrington, Roberts, Miss Yaga, Gregory. You have been invited here for an opportunity. Do any of you have any idea how much money?
I would suppose enough for you to afford this marvelous piece of engineering you have there.
Oh, this flapjack and it allowed me to get from place to place. There's so many stairs. Being hauled up and down them is rather grating. Of course, the inclines are steep. Not much for a ramp. Yes, it is more than enough for that. It is enough. Anything you could ever possibly. And I would like to give 5 of you.
It's very generous and kind of you, Lord Beckman.
Yes. Now, of course, it should come as no surprise that there are strings attached. Lovely. You see, do any of you know heraldry of my home? And he points behind him, and there's a large shield mounted on the wall. As you can see, has a strange crest, a golden crab with a moon above it. Field of red. The bit of an old joke dating back to kings long since been forgotten. But see, there's something interesting that crabs. If you toss all of them into a pot, boil, some of them might try and climb and claw their ways up out of it. But instead of helping, all of the other crabs will drag them and pull that eager young crab down. They're going to suffer and die, and make sure everyone else. Fascinating fact of nature. But I don't want to bore you. Let's get to the point. And you can see that he turns, and the chair seems to turn without any control. It just moves and it begins to make its way up a set of stairs to a balcony perhaps 15 feet above you. It is a slow process. One that he looks down at all of you as he does. In the morning, we'll all given a piece of my estate, for I will die. But I expect most of you to. I love a good hunt. So I'd say that you're all more than welcome to keep the money, survive. Oh, and this room will fill with mustard gas in about 15 minutes, so I suggest you do something about staying alive. Enjoy your evening under the light of the hunters. And you can see that he smiles and snaps his fingers, and his body turns to dust, the chair disappearing along with him.
Boy, he wasn't kidding about being dead.
No, and I suppose that is why you don't trust a white man with too much money.
Don't trust any man.
I suppose you shouldn't. Well, I suppose if the old man is true to his word, we have about 14 minutes and 23 seconds left. Suppose we should probably get a move on to upper stairs and see what this old coot has for us. And Matthias kind of like takes off his hat, kind of shakes it from the rain, and grabs his suitcases. He kind of also has some of his gear and goes, "Well then, anybody? Don't suppose I'm willing and able to be a crab, or I suppose a crab boy, or whatever metaphor this old man had in his lovely story. Shall we? Upstairs?"
Will the gas not rise up the stairwell? Should we perhaps go outward?
I suppose we can try and check the door.
What is this door situation like in this room?
You can see that there's a long hall that you walk down to reach the end of this chamber. There is a set of stairs leading up to a balcony with another door behind it, and then the door that you came in, which is currently closed behind you. The butler who let you all in is nowhere to be seen.
The only way is up.
You can try back the way you came, but...
No. Alright, up it is.
Up it is. And
Well-
Matthias just kind of always has his left hand in his right breast pocket. And as he kind of holds his suitcase and says, "Alright, everybody up."
I don't know if you noticed, but we've got an uneven number of folks among us. So I ooh, that's not the accent I'm going for. Whatever, we'll workshop it.
Got it.
We'll fix it in post.
How can we buddy up?
Are we supposed to buddy up, or do we just go through everything together? Just have to make it through the night.
Indeed. Now,
Also,
suppose
if
unless
we-
all wish... Go ahead.
If we buddy up, what if one of the other one kills the other one to try and outlast things?
Perhaps this is an upstairs conversation we have. How many
Indeed.
minutes? It's a
Yes,
lot of stairs.
Let's get upstairs and then we can figure out. That's not my accent either. Yeah. We'll discuss how we should go about all this once we're not in danger of dying via mustard gas. That sounds like a good plan to me.
Indeed.
I'm not a big fan of mustard. I prefer ketchup.
I'm not a big fan of gas. We have something in common. Very well.
I'm not a
upstairs.
big fan of dying.
Well, at the top of the stairs, there is a double door right at the end of the balcony. It is, unsurprisingly, locked.
Don't suppose anybody's good at knows how to picking a lock? I unfortunately know
actually-
the more effective force.
By lock, yeah, no problem.
Oh.
I have a so roll a d10.
Yes, so for Spliced, when you make a skill check. What you can do is roll a d10 and you add your ability that skill uses, and then any bonus you have in the skill itself. So for Barbara Yaga, that'd be d10 plus 5 plus another 1.
So that'd be 6 plus 5 plus 1 is a 12.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick. Just one question. The 5 that you're referring to, is that like Baba Yaga's actual stat in finesse? Okay.
A 5 in finesse, and I have a 1 point in pick lock. So
Okay.
Barbara is going to go into, her little jewels in her hair, pull out the hairpin, and just start working at the lock.
As you start working lock, it's slow going. You spend at least a full minute trying to pick this lock. Don't seem to be making much progress. As you finally go, you realize that the door itself is an old wooden door, these heavy planks, but it appears to actually have a wooden bar on the opposite side. Not even that it's just locked, it's actually barred.
All right, hold on here. Let me just go ahead and see if I can give one of the old 1-2, one of them punches, and see if we can burst right on through this door, right?
Maybe even 3 punches, however many punches you need to do. Just break the door. I step aside.
Oh yeah.
He's just going to shoot it, but please, by all means.
I have +4 in brawling.
I call that a brawling check.
Yeah. So Claudine is gonna undo the buttons on her wrists and roll up her long sleeves, up to her elbows, tuck in the cuffs just to make sure that she has as much range of motion as she needs, and then throws her fist back and. Okay, that could be worse. That is, hold on, 8 plus 9 is 17.
Oh yeah, you can reel back and you slam your fist into the door, and there's immediately that shock of just hitting hard wood, but you hear a loud crack on the other side. It's promising enough that you reel back and slam into it again, and the plank just snaps. This is a heavy wooden door, but it is also hundreds of years old, and you shatter it enough that you can pull the bar up out of the way and open up the doors beyond.
It's just like cracking bone.
I'll take your word for it. Come on then.
Yeah.
Onward.
The chamber beyond, you can see, is a large hallway that extends off to the west. There are several doors on either side, most of which are closed. You notice that at the opposite ends of the hall, there's an open door to a banquet hall, another open door to a ballroom. There are hundreds of portraits along the walls. Some massive, dominating the space, ones of Lord Pigman. Other smaller ones of other people, and you can see that most of them are very, very old portraits coated in a thick layer of dust. But there are several newer ones. And you can see, judging just by the styles, of a very recent fashion. And hear this tinny voice that echoes in the hall above you. Yes, you are not the first. I love good hunt. I do hope, of course, you're better sport than the last group.
At that, Matthias just kind of sighs and is like, all right, I guess we're doing this. And Matthias kind of pulls out from his breast pocket. He's basically pulling out his heavy handgun. I guess he basically, I don't know what it would look like. I guess it's technically pre-World War One, right? So it'd
Yeah,
be like
it's- Be a revolver, most likely.
yeah, it'd be a revolver. I'd say probably like a little bit more modified, but it looks like a very heavy revolver. And he goes, right then, and just kind of uses his thumb to kind of flick back the hammer and goes, well, that's especially what I thought. Which way? Ballroom? Banquet hall?
Do we hear any sound coming from any of the rooms? Smell anything weird?
Make a perception check. Now,
What's that one under?
it's actually going to be a resolve. See, for Spliced, there's nerve, agility, savvy, finesse, empathy, and resolve, each of which has 5 skills.
Alright, so that is 8 plus 5 for my resolve, plus 1 for my perception. So 14.
Okay. You listen, and I do remember, you do actually get a bonus to,
Oh, that's right, I have really good hearing, so I get a plus 2 to perception based on sound. So a 14 for seeing anything and 16 for hearing anything.
now, at first, you don't see much of anything beyond the open doors at either end. It's a banquet hall and what appears to be a ball. But you can hear something. Now, Barbara has many years' experience in being incredibly nosy. And you are very adept at listening for discreet conversation. And you hear this strange sound of almost a spring being compressed, and then the sound of fabric fluttering as if by great fast movement, seemingly coming from the ballroom.
Okay, there's something mechanical coming from in there. I don't know if that could be good or bad, but probably not good.
Well, I tend to trust mechanics more than people, so that would be my preference.
I am no mechanic, but like, you know those
Go.
coily things that go like a bounce, a bounce, a bounce?
You mean a
Sounds
spring?
like that. Yes. Yes. Like the season, but metal. That's what I hear.
Well, how bad could a children's toy be? Wouldn't that be the smartest place to go?
That
No,
feels
not the-
like
not the-
tempting fate asking that question.
I think the first thing that we should decide is we are sticking together, yes?
I believe so. I have no intention of becoming a crab.
I
I'll do
mean,
anything
our
I have
odds
to
of
do.
surviving are probably better if we work together. We can split the money. It should be plenty for all of us if, you know.
Exactly. Plus, usually
can
these
work
sort
on
of games go where, oh, this is supposed to be the part where everyone's starting to turn on each other, you know, the whole hatred of man, the whole heart of darkness, hatred of all mankind, the whole privileged rich bullshit.
I don't know
Also,
about that, but I've been on some hunts, and when you have a pack, it's a lot harder to get any individuals.
That's it.
true. And I mean, the crabs in the buckets thing, it sounds like bullshit.
Oh, it
Sounds like
probably
rich
is.
man bullshit, yes, but unfortunately, he is very rich, and
He is very
they can
rich.
usually do whatever they want. Alright, we probably shouldn't wait in the hallway here, but I do question whether we should go into the ballroom.
Let me
Um,
see if I can get a look inside the room before we enter.
Okay.
Is there like a keyhole that I could peer through or underneath the door or something?
Well, if you're looking into the ballroom, the door is already open. So you can just kind of look through. It's not completely like fully wide open, but it is open about more than halfway. I would say make an investigation check.
Okay, sorry, I had to find it. Savvy, so that's 5 plus. It's a D10 total, right? To roll?
Yes.
Okay.
D10 plus your savvy plus whatever you have in investigate.
Alright, I rolled a 5. I have a 5 in my savvy and a +1 for my investigation, so 11.
Looking into the ballroom itself, there's a large marble floor, and you can see that the entire back wall is glass, but it seems to be leading beyond that into a greenhouse filled with incredible flowering plants. And the ballroom has a second level about 20 feet up that appears to be a balcony, and then a third level that hangs even farther out, about 30 feet up. And the ceiling itself is this like incredible, almost stained glass, but not of any kind of image. It's literally red paned glass, the entire ceiling of the ballroom. Beyond it, as I said, you can see a greenhouse at the other far end.
Okay. I relay
Is it
all
a
of this to the party.
Just out of curiosity, is it a flat ceiling or a domed ceiling made of glass?
Domed ceiling.
It's kind of like the moon that you talk about, like in the back of his, his shield. Very pretty. That doesn't seem to bode well, though.
Feels like a trap.
Well, I hear the season, the bouncy the spring. So, perhaps this other door. I hear nothing coming from there.
I suppose we're sort of damned if we do, damned if we don't, so I suppose it's a matter of picking our poison.
I probably don't want to eat anything here. If you can
Okay.
wait till the morning.
Okay.
Just trying to kill us.
Right. I
Good.
don't trust that he's not trying to poison us in some way or, whatever.
Yeah, there was the gas of the mustard, so
I
like
mean,
poison.
I tend not to trust men on principle, so
So do
there's
we
that.
continue in a room where we can see more, or do we go into a room where we know nothing of yet?
Well, I listened. I don't hear anything coming from the open over here. Do we see, like, with that perception, do we see any, like, shadows or anything moving underneath the other doors?
All of the doors are close enough.
Like, flush?
Yeah, that don't see any movement. There's no light coming from beyond any of the other. Though I will say, as people are saying there, you hear the noise of heels on marble. And they very loud click. You can see that the door at the very far end of the ballroom leading into the greenhouse swings open. And that butler that allowed you all inside steps out. You can see that he walks, his heels loud on marble. And through just the faintest crack of the door that is open enough for you all to see in, he looks at all of you and he smiles for the first time, but his lips curl a little too far, and he hunches down and leaps up and easily grabs the balcony edge, hurls himself over. You can see that projecting from the bottom of his heels, these massive springs, that he slams down. Master calls me Jack. Spring Heel Jack's the name. He's hunting you, but he said, I can always have my fill too. Come on in.
Shut the ballroom door.
Yeah, it's like, no, shut it. All right, banquet hall it is. Come on.
Is there anything we could stick
Hell
underneath the
no.
doorknob? Is there like a chair or something we could prop underneath the doorknob so he cannot open it right away?
I'll tell you what, make another perception check, see if there's anything nearby that you can try and jam the door closed.
11.
You can see that there is a mounted suit of armor nearby, that the sword that it has could probably be like jammed into the door to keep it from opening.
Okay, I will like pull out this sword, probably knocking over like the arm of the thing because like just doing this very, very quickly, and we'll jam it in there.
Okay. So for this, I'd actually like you to make a melee weapons check.
Melee weapons check.
I'd say
Okay.
alternatively you could do use tool, but one of those two.
Where do I go for my melee weapons check?
That will be agility.
It's agility.
All right, it's agility. Oh yeah, let's do that. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Here we go. Here we go. That's gonna be an 8 plus an 8 for a 16.
Ooh,
Very nice.
And I know it's melee weapons. I make an argument for sleight of hand to finesse it in like a specific
Ooh.
place that he can't get the door. I'd say that I'm proficient with locks and picks and stuff like that. So
Okay.
and I add.
You can add your sleight of hand.
So then 17. It's a +1, but it makes a difference.
You like pull the door closed, and as you're like holding lock, like jam the sword into the actual door jam. And it's a ceremonial sword, but so it's able to bend just slightly enough, but you hear this like hard crunch of wood and like the scrape of metal against the marble at the flooring, and you hear like this kind of like rattle, and then you hear a heavy landing and someone like pulling at the doorknob that does not budge. You know that you've pretty
This is my
successfully-
house. You are fired.
everybody go through. Banquet hall now.
What hell?
From the other side of the door, you can all hear, "Oh, you're gonna be a fun group." Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
Shut it.
Typical fucking white man just needs to let somebody hear his voice. Oh, let's go. Lead the way, Mathis.
I think as Claudine is running behind Mathis and the rest of the group, she like pulls into her like bag, her overnight bag that she brought, and like brings out her rifle just in case we need to shoot a man from a distance. Just in case.
Nice. Good to know.
You just see Matthias just like looks at your rifle, looks at, and just like respect, and proceeds to just keep going down the banquet or going to the banquet door.
Now,
I mean, the Americans have determined that they have the right to bear arms. Why can't we? We need to.
No, where I'm from, everyone's arms are like hairy like bears too. I've not been to America. Are you saying that that's also how they are? Yes.
Well, no, it is, but
Some
I
of
suppose in
them.
mine, and suppose mine since they.
I mean,
see
some
the
people
same
here in
blood.
Scotland too. I'm sure are pretty fuzzy.
now,
Kind of
See, entering the dining room.
well,
Pretty
first,
Yeah, like, is it,
like
is the door
conversation.
closed?
firstly, the door to the banquet hall is open. But firstly, Dr. Roberts, for Basil. Now, before you've come here, you've had your own doctor issue. Would you recall recent series of patients, ones with not the proper amount of money to go elsewhere, ones who struggled in the past, ones who maybe they can't show their face in public spaces like hospitals? And you've seen wounds that up till now baffled you. Deep, gouting wounds into shoulders, tops, their backs near their shoulder blade. You realize you have treated more than a few crush victims, Spring-Heeled Jack. And for Dr. Carrington, you can hear him still calling from the other side of the door, but what calls out to you is that smile, that unnatural, wide smile. Almost in a sweat of deja vu, you realize you have seen it before. Now, opening the door to the banquet hall is enough to look inside. As I said, it's cracked maybe 5 or 6 inches, but there is a long table adorned with many chairs, a seat, the head and foot of the table. And it is, of course, as you would obviously imagine, filled with a lush, incredible full banquet, enough to feed 60 people. Roast duck, lamb, there's pickled eel, there's all these incredible jellies, eggs, a huge feast. And there is a single portrait behind the head of the table. That, at first, all of you recognize the suit, what Lord Pickman was wearing. But there is a red cloth over his face, just revealing his eyes, almost like a domino mask, pulled back. You can see a jeweled sword, one hand. Can I have each please make a history check?
Okay, so
That's 14.
12.
13.
11.
8.
Who got the 14? That was. I would say that Dr. Carrington, you were the only one who really recognized. And I've seen that picture before. Thinking you. And it pulls at the back of your mind. I know it, I know it. You're like, oh, I saw it on the cover of a book. A book called The Scarlet Pimpernel. About a man who, during the French Revolution, rescued aristocrats from being beheaded by the crowd. Of course, that was well over 100 years ago. So, couldn't possibly be the same man. Now, looking in the banquet hall, there is another door leading out further into the castle. The feast smell incredible. In fact, it's so good. I'd actually like all of you to please make a concentration check.
I knew it. I need the
Oh
food.
shit.
12.
Oh, God.
14.
14.
11.
9.
Well,
I'm known for punching, not for being smart.
you all look at this massive banquet, incredible feast, and you hear a soft crunch as you look over, and Claudine is about halfway through their second strawberry.
Claudine.
And
No,
for
no.
Claudine, you realize as you're biting into it, the juice is running all over your hand, and you feel this strange kind of sensation. You instantly lose 4 sanity.
Oh.
Am I high? Because if
It's
so,
fake.
I would argue that's plus sanity.
I see this as an absolute win. Strawberries that can be high off of psychedelics. They're dipped with mad honey, you understand.
Yeah.
There's a strawberry fields forever joke in this.
Yes. Well,
I didn't know we were playing across the universe.
I'm gonna launch into song in just a few minutes here. Now,
This is a musical TTRPG.
can you imagine if I just sprung that on all of you right now?
Oh God,
I'm
If
ready.
you,
I'm
we
prepared.
could.
I'm not.
But as you've put it down, and you can feel this hit in your stomach of ooh, that feels weird. I should not have eaten. Not pain, but dread.
Oi, that's pretty rancid.
We just had the conversation about not eating anything here.
Yeah, did you not hear? Are you not listening?
Right. But hear
I mean,
me
it
out.
smells really good.
It does smell absolutely delicious.
Someone has to take one for the team just in case that these are, in fact, normal strawberries. But they're not.
Okay.
I mean, did you really? I mean, we could probably make it till like breakfast. No. It's you know, it's a you need to go throw up or something.
Do I need to go throw up?
That's up to you. I would say that you like I said, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily painful to have eaten or that it's rotten or you're not even sure that it's poisoned, but you feel a deep dread within yourself from having eaten.
These are more like strong berries than strawberries, you know? Because they come with a strong sense of dread.
If you don't mind, could you document every single feeling you have right now and let me know if it ever fades?
I feel like I need to throw up, but I'm not gonna because that's disgusting.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Please let me know if that feeling subsides.
While they're
Just
having
take
this
a couple of
conversation,
steps
is there-
away in case
Yeah, I
she
was
does
like-
throw up.
While they're having this conversation, are there any knives or anything in here? Not like the butter knives, but I mean like steak knives or maybe like a cleaver of some kind.
Yes,
Oh,
actually,
carving.
you can see that there
Okay.
is a carving knife, and there is a meat cleaver near the goose.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
want
good with knives. I don't know if anybody else is good with knives. Don't
I'm
have
also-
like the boomsticks, but
Fortunately, I suppose I'm good with both.
oh, are they like silver? Are they nice?
Yes.
I'm going to just start taking some.
Alright, well,
I'm gonna take the butcher's cleaver.
you can start taking a few of this, and I'll say for the cleaver, you're more than welcome to count it as your choice of either a medium or heavy melee weapon.
Okay.
And then I would say for amongst the other knives, you can, if anyone does want to take any, you can count it as either a light or medium melee weapon. But you can hear a loud pounding coming from the far end of the hall, where it seems Spring Heel Jack is trying to smash through the door, barred shut.
Should we perhaps bar this one too? Or what if we should probably just keep moving? We might have to come back this way.
I suppose that is also true.
I think if we stay in here any longer, then we don't want for for Claudia to start eating again.
I've learned that lesson. That's Australian. God damn it.
It's like, wow,
Very
you're
similar.
so good. You just keep
Similar.
Crocky.
Okay, we'll lean with the
It's
Australian.
in the
accent.
strawberry.
She's
Right,
she's from
in
the colonies.
strawberry. There you go.
Crikey, the
Is the
strawberry
food
knocks
on-
the cockney right out of you.
Is this dining table with all of the food? Is there perchance a like a tablecloth that the dishes are on?
Yes, there is.
Because I'm all right. Perhaps we should consider destroying or doing something to this food so that we aren't tempted to consume it. And I'm gonna give Claudine a little side eye as I'm saying this, so no one here is tempted to consume anything else while we're here.
We could also just leave this room and not spend a lot of time when the spring guy is after us.
That's true. I was just thinking perhaps we could give a little yank of this tablecloth and send it scattering before we move on.
If you could do it in the other direction so it does not get on my fur in my dress, sure.
Certainly the priority.
Well,
Just because I am in mortal danger does not mean that I have to, look bad.
well,
Mother always said you had to dress for your best.
for Basil, you can pull the tablecloth off, and you like yank the tablecloth to like just pull all the food off. And it's like ta-da! All the food. No, I'm just kidding. You just and all the food comes crashing
You
down.
pull it off. The food is still just right there.
It all of it comes crashing down. These like huge silver, like serving plates and these like fine old bone china just shattering on the ground. You instantly wreck all of the food, but you can see that the table is carved. Onto the top there is a symbol that is shown from the head of the table looking out, then flipped, reversed, and shown again. It is an interesting one. I'd actually like each of you to please make an occultism.
Oh yeah.
Has the carving been
Spooky.
dropped down, flipped, and reversed? Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yes.
Drop it, flip it, and reverse it.
Thank you for saying what I was thinking.
That's a 22 an occultism.
Holy
That's a
fuck.
10, so that is going to be a
Nice.
17.
12.
Very
I
nice.
rolled
It's a 9.
7. I am preoccupied with not getting food on my dress. I rolled a 7.
You look perfect.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
flawless.
I rolled
Really?
another 9, so I'm probably still like sus of this strawberry, susberry.
Nope. It's
Now-
like, put it down.
I'm just like brushing strawberry off of you with a napkin.
Just like, oh my god, as you're like about to eat another strawberry.
Right.
Now, who rolled a 10? Someone roll a 10?
Oh, I on a D10, yeah. That's me.
Okay, so if you roll a 10 on a d10, that's a fun thing about Spliced, is it explodes. You get to roll another d10 and add that to the total.
Oh shit, here we go.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba,
That's
ba-da-da-da.
5, so that's gonna be 22 total.
All right. Hey, so we got two 22s.
If they got 2 10s, does it keep going?
No,
Ooh, good question though.
That
That's a
is still
question.
pretty awesome.
that's a good question,
That
but
is a
no,
question.
it does not.
Learning.
Only explodes once. Now, don't.
Okay.
Now, you can see that the carving shows this tall tower that's perched on a mountain. And there's lightning strikes down, setting fire to the top of it as people leap from the window. It is a scene of chaos and destruction. But for Matthias and for Dr. Carrington, you recognize it immediately as specifically the tower, the major arcana of the tarot.
Oh.
A sign of sudden upheaval and change. And you can see that it is facing upward if you are sitting in the head seat,
Ooh.
but reversed for far end of it. Now, I will say you both rolled so well that you notice one other strange thing, which is that the very edge of this is actually inset, but it looks like it can be removed if this was set into the table, not just carved in, but is actually a panel.
Doctor, do you see what I see?
Yes, it looks like a panel. Should we inquire further?
I believe we shall.
Should we move both at the same time or do it one by one?
On the count of 3.
On your count?
1, 2, 3. And Matthias is going to see if he can move the panel.
And taking, I mean, any kind of small tool or even like the knife, you don't have to roll for this. You just pop out the little panel, and you can see that the entire one comes out. There's no similar panel for the reversed side of the table. Only the one at the head of the table, where Lord Pickney sit. And this one shows another symbol of the tarot. Shows the full moon, the night sky. There are 2 large towers in the back. You can see that in the foreground, there's a small pool of water. There are little crayfish crawling up out of the pool. And I would say for what you all had already rolled, you know that it's supposed to represent the subconscious mind. Crayfish representing the earliest stages of consciousness. But this is the moon. Represents illusions, fear, subconscious.
Massive upheaval in the fear, illusion, and the subconscious. Suppose that is a bit on the nose, wouldn't you say, Doctor?
Indeed it is. It seems that these cards are peppered throughout this house. I wonder if part of the game is to uncover all 22 of them.
Are they like big and heavy?
Well, the first panel is large. It's probably like 3 foot by 4 foot. But you notice as you've pulled the panel off now, the entire back of it is leafed in gold.
Ooh.
Oi, anyone else notice that there's a lot of moon imagery here?
The
That
hunter's
there's just
moon.
a ton of moons.
Hmm.
Yes, he seems to. I mean, like the symbol on the shield. It must be kind of important. I mean, it would make sense if that's on his crest, that that's like a recurring thing. You know, the people try to keep up with their symbols, so you know whose house it is. But
Does
Matthias
seem a
is
bit
gonna hold the-
impressive.
Sorry, I
hold
just
the
saw
panel
Scarlett's
up.
comment
Yeah.
in the middle.
Matthias is gonna hold the panel up, and he's gonna kind of like touch the moon tarot to see if there's another like inlay or any other layer to this, or if there's anything else that he can find on this.
Carefully begin to search around. There's no other panels.
Do we hear what's his name, Jack or whatever, getting any
Springfield.
closer or anything?
Make another perception check.
Shit heel Jack.
Good old shithead
Result.
Jack.
Shit.
That's what he's known as, at least in my dream.
12. I cannot roll above an 11 or 12 right now.
Somebody got to switch their dice out.
You can hear like there's a few more of the sounds of like him bashing against the door, but it has subsided for the past minute or so, and it has not resumed. Most likely he has given up and is finding another way around.
Quiet is not reassuring to me. Perhaps we should move this table up against the door where we came from and continue on.
I have a question.
Yes.
With all this stuff that's been upended on the floor, are there any like large, heavy-looking platters?
Yes. The several of the largest meat dishes of the turkey and the goose are on a huge silver platter.
I'm gonna take a big silver platter. I'm gonna quickly wipe it off with like the tablecloth, so I have a shield.
Nice.
Stylish.
Okay.
Well, Claudine, do you want to help me push the table?
Now that I can do.
Now, this is a massive banquet table. Even with the two of you working together, I need you both. You can either do athletics, or I would say you could probably argue for brawling, but one of those two.
I would say
better
like
with
I'd be like
athletics.
putting like my shoulder into it, like I'm used to like shoulder checking guys.
And I'm like using both my hands as I'm kind of like using more of the momentum.
Oh, it looks like you could use some assistance over there with that.
Mhm.
And I want to join to help them push the table.
Okay. So I would say you can either make your own check, or you can actually give each of them a +2.
I mean, I rolled an 18, so
I'll just
got
give them a +2.
I'll take a 20.
Yeah, I'll take a 21, because that's going to be a 19 for me total, so +2, 21.
It's
Whoa.
it's that situation of like when you're moving and like your friend's helping you like move the couch, and then the person's like, "I'll help," and they go in like the middle of the couch that does nothing.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, technically this time it did in fact help. It did help.
You're like spotting and just yelling
Yeah.
instructions, and everyone's like,
Yeah,
"You're making it worse."
Like-
You're like a
Asshole
dad
just
moving
like
the couch.
pivot.
Like, no, you gotta
Wait.
push. You gotta push with your leg, not your back. It's like, Dad, shut up.
I was like, you probably are the one person that has the
Bend from
sense
the
to be like,
knees.
oh, there's still a door on that. Like, there's still a between the door and the table. There's still like another chair, so you have to like move the chairs out of the way so they can shove the.
Yes, you're the chair mover.
Um,
I put the platter out of the way as well.
but you also just shove this. I mean, it's got to weigh a few 100 pounds up against the door. Ain't nobody getting through that. And it's this is the old thick where it's like it's got to be 8 inches of like the table and then like the whole resting and all. Even if they like smash the door, they'd have to like climb over it, and it would just be like fucking impossible. It's like you've blockaded that door.
All right. Let's
Good to
let's
know that
keep-
if we have to get out that way, you guys can move the table, right?
Yeah. Yep. And you see Matthias just kind of like, as Matthias just kind of like unbuttons his top shirt and kind of like loosens his tie, the part of ink that was kind of showing on his neck reveals a little bit more tattoos underneath.
Ooh.
As he kind of like, right. Let's keep moving then.
Do I hear anything coming from the other side of where we are?
You do not. Now, the other door leading out of this space is a short hallway that ends in an open arch into a library. And the library is massive. It's about 2/3 of the size of the ballroom, and it's floor to ceiling, rows of books, a balcony about midway through. There's actual ladders on rails to like go up and down, and there's a couple of actual like rows of stacks in the center, and then a large fireplace that currently has a crackling fire in it. And you can see that the portrait above the fireplace shows a different literary figure. And for this, I would like all of you to make another history check.
It's a 15
Okay.
for me.
14.
That's
7.
gonna be a 12.
17.
That's gonna be a 12.
Okay. Now, this is, I would say actually it's recent enough that all of you are aware. Seeing the book right, it's become a massive hit in the last 15 years. All across Europe. But it is, this appears to be Alan Quartermain from King Solomon's Mines, one of the big white hunters. In this, yeah, he's said to go down to, to Africa to like help find this missing man, and but he's described as a legendary hunter. You notice that though the pose and suit and everything about him fits the cover of the novel that you've seen in every bookshop for the past 15 years, the face is different. The face matches Lord Pickman exactly, though perhaps a decade or so younger.
Did he have this specially commissioned for himself? Is that what rich people do? They just commission special works with their face imposed over popular media and literature.
Firstly,
Yeah,
yes.
for example, well, this happens all of the time. For example, the Tsarina commissioned a portrait of her head on my body. She's a little chunky.
Mhm. I
am a most famous hunter, and lo, the most dangerous game of all is
well,
Matthias is just gonna look over his.
Was the other one also a hunter? I did not recognize the red one.
No, that was the
The pimp.
supposed
One you called the pimp.
Oh no, that was it's from a novel called The Scarlet Pimpernel. It's all about aristocrats being saved. So it seems to be that there's some kind of theme here of Pickman wanting to see himself in these literary roles, all of which I think kind of summon an air of importance and untouchability.
Right, but this particular
Is-
one
oh.
is the guy that hunts other people. So
Yes, that's correct.
that not good.
Yes, I would say maybe
Sounds
in
like
this
David Jones.
room we should be a little bit more on guard. Maybe the literary works are direct reflections of the encounters in each room.
Do I hear
I suppose if that is the
any
case,
springs, anything
then
in
we
this
should
room?
probably see if there's another.
See.
Make a perception check. And for Matthias, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying, if that is the case, then I suppose we should.
Is it just me or did it cut out?
Yeah,
A little bit.
they did.
Hear me?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
No, now you're gone.
no.
Shit.
Oh no.
Can you all not hear me? Now you can hear me. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can.
Spliced, like other TTRPGs, also now with tech
Okay,
issues.
that's good.
Yes.
Is Mercury in retrograde? What's happening?
I don't think it goes into retrograde until like the end of the month, if I recall correctly.
Well,
That's usually when I go into retrograde too.
I'm in retrograde right now thinking about it. So, the last time that we had... so, yes, I will say... Firstly, let me get the perception check for Barbara Yaga. For
Oh yes. I hang on. I have it right here, and then I forgot it because we're trying to figure out what I was saying. 7 plus 5 plus 1. 12. Oh, 13. That's math.
Max.
13. Final answer.
okay. 5 plus 1.
7 plus 5 plus 1.
And this is for listening.
This is perception, so that would be for seeing, and then for listening, and it would be 15.
So
It's math.
incorrect math, but I still love it.
Oh, did I do it wrong again? 12, 13, and then a plus 2. 13 and 15. That's not wrong. Are you
Okay, so I'm just playing. Now,
somebody who's not married to me? Tell me if I did math right. I don't know.
no.
You
so
did math right. It's fine.
did math right.
Thank you, doctor.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Thank you, doctor.
Now, you listen and you don't hear any springs, thankfully, but you hear a loud click. In fact, I would say you pick it up, but Matthias, given your experience, you pick it up too. This is a telltale sound of hammer of a rifle beat.
Uh-oh.
And Matthias is just gonna hit the floor.
Okay.
You jump to the floor like to take cover?
Yeah, take cover.
Can I have each of you make an evasion check?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. All right. What do I roll for that?
That's going to be a nerve check.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I got 10. So I roll again.
Ooh.
Explosion.
Exploding. Okay.
Explosion.
17.
Oh, a 1.
That's gonna be a 16 total.
I got an 11.
A
Amber,
13.
Amber, did you do the point bar? Or did you roll for your stuff?
I rolled for my stuff.
You start with a 2 and everything, and then you add your rolls on top of it. So you have an extra 2 to everything.
Oh, God bless. Oh my God.
We're
well, then I have a 13.
learning.
Okay.
Learning.
Learning.
But all of you hit the deck based off of my Matthias's example, which is good, as about midway along the bookshelves, you see several small barrels protrude from open slots in the library, as about 50 rifles all fire at once, almost cutting the
50
room in
slugs.
half.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Fine.
We were all thinking it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it in my accent.
Now, there is the loud explosion of gunfire, but beyond that, the rain of wood splinters and books going everywhere. There's gunpowder that just rains down, ash and smoke for a few horribly long seconds. It is bedlam. And as the smoke finally begins to clear, all of you thankfully have hit the ground in time to not take any damage. But you can all hear a loud clicking noise of resetting.
Oh God.
Run,
Yeah.
run.
Run to where?
Crawl.
Follow me.
Yes.
And Matthias is just gonna kind of re-crawl and see if he can keep down and
Yeah.
see if there's another door exit way.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
give you a +2 to this.
Nice.
Okay.
While he rolls, can I just curious. The Quartermain setup situation, did that get shot up too?
You notice all of the gunfire is at the top that it hits is the mantle right beneath where the portrait is.
Of course it is.
So the
course
portrait's fine.
Portrait's totally fine.
Portrait's
Of course. Right.
I'm gonna shoot this fucking portrait.
It's like one of those vain details that I would think about.
Pick up on.
I don't want to destroy the painting.
Okay. That is gonna be a 7 +5. That's gonna be a so plus the 2. That's gonna be a 14 total.
14 total. So you can see that there is another door opposite on the other far corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice one other strange thing. That the smoke that is rising from all of these guns being fired seems to curl, whip as if by some escape of air around the edges of the portrait of Alan Court.
How far do the like you said it is 50 rifles? So how far, or I guess how wide is that, dimension?
So the room itself is pretty massive.
Mm-hmm.
I would say with the rows of books and everything, you have probably the room will be about 80 feet wide and about 100 feet long.
Okay.
From
where we sorry, go ahead.
I'd say if all of you were standing full height, it would be
Mm-hmm.
right at about belly button level is where all of the damage was.
Okay. How far away are we to the painting?
I'd say you're all nearish the center of the room, so pretty close, 40, 50 feet at most.
How long is it between the interval sets of reloading?
Now, this is an interesting question. Given that you're a hired gun, you actually have a chance at this, so I want you to make either do a shoulder arms or heavy weapons check.
With shoulder arms, I'm gonna go shoulder arms. That's gonna be a 14 just without rolling my dice. So here we go.
Oh, you start base at a 14.
Yeah, the hired guns are...
Sorry. Yeah, my shoulder arms is +4. With the added bonus of the +2, my nerve is a 10.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before I gave you a boon.
That's an 8 on the die, so that is going to be a 22.
Okay. You can take a keen eye and see the barrels sticking out. This is a Henry rifle. Have at best 12 seconds before they fire again. At best. Assuming that like the actual chambers of these are empty and they're reloading all of them. Given his like little claptrap inventions, maybe a little less time. You have barely, with all of you at top speed, a chance to get to that portrait.
I turn to everybody else as I'm kind of on the floor. Question. Don't suppose any of you all have ever played Red Light, Green Light?
Traffic lights exist at this point.
Is
in
that
a
quite
base-
like stop start?
I've
Yes,
been to
exactly.
Amsterdam. They have some lights that are red there.
No, sorry. This is Wombat. He doesn't know how technology and time periods works. Don't
They
suppose
had
any of
light
you all
bulbs
have played
in
Stop.
1899.
Yeah.
They do. Don't suppose any of you all have played Stop Start?
Of course.
Good. Stop. Start. We have probably about how long now? Would I be able to wait? I just want to ask because would I be able to wait until it fires again and then? Because my plan
Absolutely.
is
Absolutely.
okay, cool. It's so when the rifles go off one more time, I need everybody to get up and try and make your way to the portrait as fast as possible. Once you hear the click, drop. Stop. Start. Is that understood?
Yes.
All right. Listen for the rifles going off. And I'm gonna essentially just kind of take my watch, take a deep breath, and I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna time it. See if I can hear that bedlam once again is Matthias get some flash.
All of you are down on the ground, waiting. Feel every second pass by. I actually need all of you to make a fortitude.
Ooh.
Fortitude. That is with nerve, or was that with?
That's a resolve.
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 Rolling too well. That's a 19.
Ooh.
12.
Ooh. All right. Okay. That's gonna be a
17.
Oh, actually, can I make the argument that I could use my concentration with this?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Because that'll bring it up to a 15.
Given that you're a hired gun, I would.
21. I
Damn,
exploded.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice. Well,
Oh wait, yeah, I rolled a 10. So do I roll again?
yes, you roll
Yeah,
another
that's
d10
right.
on top.
Definitely a lot of
Totally forgot
explosions
about
in
that.
this room.
Thank you. 8,
Got you.
25.
Very nice.
Whoa.
For a few of you, the waiting cruciate. For a couple of you, Basil, exactly what second those guns go.
I've been in hairier situations than this before.
Another loud explosion, splinter, showering down, more smoke, more chaos. All of you lift your feet, run full speed.
Start.
I want everyone make an athletics check.
Oh
And-
no.
I got this.
I would say that all of you are going to have a +1 to this.
19.
That
was you being very kind. An 11 for me.
That's a 10. I get to reroll.
Yes.
17.
20.
5. Okay. Plus 7 plus 2. 15. 9. Quick
This is my
maths.
worst stat.
24. 24.
Very nice. Now,
Shit's making me sweat.
crossing this distance in such a short time is, for many of you, a walk in the park. I mean, you really timed yourself. Going 40, 50 feet at most. Under 10 seconds. 12 seconds most. But your heart's pounding as you feel yourselves rushing forward. Slam. Just all of you instinctively see those little chairs in front of the fireplace springing off of them and slamming full speed into that portrait that shreds as all of you find yourselves in an alcove all behind the portrait, and all of you, same moment, tackle head first Spring Heel Jack. And that's where we're going to take a break. Why don't we take a break for about 5 minutes? Bathroom break if anyone needs it. Get some
You
water.
motherfucker! But that means we catch him off guard, right? Because we all basically bull tackle him at the same time, right?
I'm
Exactly.
assuming
That's what that
Y'all
they're
get a
like
shove
arms
check.
out.
right. That's what that
We
means,
do
right,
bludgeoning
Alec?
damage,
Right?
right?
Yeah, so we will be back in 5-10 minutes at the most. Stick with us, folks. I appreciate all of you. And while we're gone, enjoy the incredible art by our own lovely Ina Coffin.
Yay!
We look at us once the cameras come back. We're back.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we are.
One of the
Some of
cameras.
us are back.
Fix it.
Artemis, no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, right, because I closed out and came back in because not everybody was showing up on my screen.
Mm.
My bad.
Well, we're back. That's what's important. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Okay.
Yay.
No.
So, as we had left off right before, all of you had escaped from the trap in the library, smashing through this portrait and directly into Spring-Heeled Jack. As you all come barreling through the portrait, you all kind of make contact with this figure that kind of like stumbles backward, and you can hear the loud spring contract and pull them just slightly away from you, but you manage to almost knock them to the ground as all of you like tackle through. But we're gonna get right into combat, so you're gonna get a little taste of how combat works in Spliced. Actually, very exciting.
Yay.
So I need everyone to roll for initiative. What you're
Okay.
going to do is you're actually going to do a D10, and it should be plus your agility.
Just your
So does
baseline
me-
agility.
Let me double check. Yes.
Does anybody else was anyone else hearing what sounded like wind or something blowing for?
I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not losing sanity points.
Okay. Actually, I will say I did revise this in one of the last updates I did. So I'm still. I got too many things in my brain, and my brain is bad. So it's a D10 plus your speed score. Excuse me.
Listen.
Speed
Your brain is
score.
not bad. It
That's
just
good.
works differently.
Yes.
So, question for you, game designer.
Yes.
If you roll a 10 on your initiative, does it still explode?
Absolutely, it does. Initiative is a skill
All
check.
right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
Speed score. What is
So I rolled a
Claudine
21.
explodes into action.
Your speed should be 5, and then it's modified by your occupation.
Oh.
So you might get a +1 or a +2 or a -1 or whatever.
Minus.
Yeah, so I rolled a 21.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Ooh. Lucky number 13.
Me too.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh. We are all.
What
in
happens
sync.
if they get the same initiative?
Well, then you're going to roll a d10. Whoever rolls higher goes first.
4.
Learning.
3.
I got a 1.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, none of that.
That works.
Hey, okay, what's your dex? Oh, we have the same dex?
Ties are resolved. Like, you can roll a d10. Otherwise, if you are friendly with one another, you can choose among yourself who goes, or based off of who has a higher speed.
Don't beat crabs and pull each other down. Just let somebody go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will
Let's
say,
not be a rich
going,
white guy. Don't be a crab.
going down the line. So I'm gonna
Don't
go.
get crabs.
I'm gonna go right to left. So Claudine, it was a 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then for Barbara Yaga.
10.
Okay. And then for Basil.
13. I think all the rest of us rolled a 13.
Okay.
I can go last of the 13s.
Okay. And who's going first then? Between Matthias and Basil.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I
go
have a
for it.
hired gun after all. Killing shit is what I do best.
You were
Well-
probably in the front too, because you're showing us where to go.
Sure.
Well, as all of you just tackle in, you're all going to find yourselves right now. Like I said, he does spring back a little bit. You're all going to be within short range of Spring-Heeled Jack, which means you'll be well within your speed to get up to. Turn. Now, combat in Splice is meant to work pretty simplistically. All weapons have simple range DSs that you roll to hit. Otherwise, you have a few other options in terms of what actions you can take. But first up, by a pretty huge fucking margin, is going to be Claudine. So
Fuck him up.
Yeah.
you have 2 actions you can take on your turn.
Mhm.
So, for instance, you could use your like you could run up to him and hit him, try and hit him from where you're at, but he is a short distance.
Well, considering my goal is to punch him square in the jaw, I'm not going to try to hit him from where I'm standing. Instead, I'm just going to sprint up to him. Well, actually, not even sprint. I'm going to like use the force of my running up to him, like to you know, add extra momentum behind like just the complete like uppercut. I mean, the right hook that I have going his way.
Oh, you're approaching me? Of course, I can't kick your ass from all the way back here.
Oh, come as close as you like. All right. So, so that would be a move action to get up to him, and then an attack. Now, fun thing with an attack is when you're making melee attacks, you actually get 2 attacks per action.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Your second one will have
Fuck 'em up.
a -2 to the hit, but you can go and try and punch this motherfucker in the face.
Hell
Or-
yeah.
or
So
the
then-
one too.
Now,
So,
are you brawling? Are you just punching him, or are you going to use a weapon?
oh, I'm 100% just punching.
Love it.
I'm brawling.
So make
Just
a
gonna hit him in the patriarchy.
Hell,
make a
yeah.
brawling check. You will get to make an evasion check to try and avoid being punched.
Okay. So that is a 21 to hit.
Nice.
I gotta roll pretty well to get out of that. So let's see here. Oh, miserable! You sock him right in the jaw. So go ahead and
Yeah,
roll
there's like a
damage for that.
satisfying like crunch of like bones just kind of clattering against each other as her fist like connects. Ooh, that's a good.
Sounds
Yeah.
just like the door.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a wooden spoon really, really hard hit, really, really quickly hitting hamburger meat.
Yeah, definitely. Now
Hot.
for brawling, I have double check image wise. Put it down, and now I can't remember it. That bad brain situation.
Don't talk bad about yourself.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Stop it.
Yes. So, for brawling, it's actually going to be 2d6. But the nice thing is, when you are brawling, you're actually going to ignore his armor.
Oh, stick.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
That's 5 damage.
5 damage. So you get right up on him and just sock him hard across the jaw, and you can see that he just pulls hard to one side because of that, and you hear a loud crack, and then he looks up, and you can see the sides of his face. There's huge cracks as you realize that he's wearing a wax mask over most of his face, and you just broke about half of it.
Oh fuck. That's the reason why they call Spring Hill Jack. Okay.
I crack my knuckles underneath my palm, and I'm like, wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
And like I said, you get 2 attacks per action when it's melee, so you can attack him again.
Yeah.
Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
I'll
You
make
know,
another
while I still have a
evasion.
fair amount of sanity, I think I want to take my occupational talent at level 3. When you make a melee or attack roll, you can choose to automatically hit and inflict a critical injury.
Ooh.
When you do so, you instantly lose 2d6 sanity, which, again, I'm still pretty full on that, so I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay, so it is automatically going to hit and inflict a critical injury. Well,
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, because I rolled absolute ass to evade it, so that hits. And then best part, hopefully we get into this. Roll a d10 to see what injury you inflict.
An 8.
Oh, he reels hard, and you can see he turns partially away from you after you break part of his mask, and you grab his shoulder and punch him hard right in his back and inflict a spine injury.
Ooh.
as you hear a loud crack in his back.
Ooh, you
That will
must
be
be
for
so
the rest of your life, which will not be very long.
Can't be
But
so
it will be
springy.
excruciating.
The sound is enough that it begins to like affect you. You have pushed yourself to a point of anger and destruction that almost frighten yourself. So go ahead and roll your 2d6 for your sanity that you lose.
I've already done so. So that gave me a 6 sanity loss, so I'm down to 30.
You can see that he staggers a bit and like looks back at you. The mask is now like mostly broken away on one side. You can see that like mouth curling up a little far, fanged teeth inside of it, and you see that where his hair was, the side of a wig is pulling away as this massive ear is pulling up, and it resembles a bat's. Like,
With a
"Ugh,
face like that, I'd wear a mask too.
you're dead. Now for the rest of you, you just see that his hair got messed up from where he was just punched. You don't see a bad ear at all. It's just Claudine that's.
Do we see the mask?
Yes. Now, I guess that'd be your whole turn. 2 actions.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next is Jack. And you see that he's going to look over at you. He shakes his head and the mask just like pulls away. His nose is curled up and you can see like his mouth extends a little too far. His eyes are beady and inset. His face resembles that of a bat.
Oh god damn.
Extreme exaggerated features. And you hear a loud snap as he like extends one arm up and behind him and then another. And you can see like the pull away bits of his like cape and jacket seem to almost give the impression of massive wings. But he looks down at Claudine as he stands up to his full height, and you hear like more loud snapping as he seems to extend up taller and taller till he's about 7 feet tall, looming over you. And gonna do a little something that I actually like to call the moon. So
Moon?
he is going to cast a hex on you. So I need Claudine to make a fortitude check.
Can he just show us that badass instead? He's gonna moon us?
Badass.
Badass.
Hold on, I'm making this note for you.
it's just fuck you, just written over and over and over again.
Yeah, it just says fuck Brian, fuck Brian, fuck Brian. Okay, all right. You know what? That fortitude roll is not bad. That is hold on. 9 plus 6 is 15. Did I do that math right?
Yes.
Yes.
Fortunately, I got a 19.
Wow.
Um,
That's why I said not bad.
he leans back and springs back even further. He is now medium range from all of you. And as he is flying back, he screeches loudly, giving the impression of a bat taking flight backward. This horrid illusion weighing upon Claudine's sanity is enough that you are frightened for 1 minute. But that is his whole turn. So he's, like I said, he's now medium range from all of you. But next is going to be Matthias.
Alright. Time for Matthias to go. Time for the accountant to go to work.
How long is one round for you?
6 seconds.
Okay. Oh shit. Damn.
Okay. I guess Matthias is. Would he have to move since Claudine is in the way to get a clear shot?
No.
Okay. Matthias is gonna aim. I'm gonna try something. Don't suppose you have any rules for cult shots?
I do. So
Okay.
I have two options. I have you can aim, which gives you a +2. It's an action to do a +2 to your next attack roll, or you can do a specific called shot on a specific point on a target, such as head, arm, leg, whatever. It's a -5 to your attack roll, but if you hit, you double the number of dice you roll for the damage. And if you inflict a critical
Okay.
injury, then you choose which injury it is.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. And well, he is called Spring Heel Jack for a reason, so I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him what the accountant does to kneecaps. So I'm gonna make a called shot to his leg, or AKA to called shot to his kneecap.
Okay.
My God.
It's a -5.
So, which weapon are you using for this?
I'm using my heavy handgun. And so I have a +3, and my agility is. Oh no, sorry, my nerve is +10. So +13 -5, so that is. Quick math. 8. Okay, so I roll a d10 and I add 8.
Yes, and you're trying to get an 18.
That is a 6 + 8.
You aim up and you go right for the kneecap, and it fires, and you get near his leg, but he's moving so fast, and considering his spinal injury, he should not be able to move this fast. You would guess that the springs in his built into his heels give him an unnatural speed. Normally someone who takes a blow like the one Claudine just gave him would really screw you up. But it just whizzes right past his leg.
Matthias is gonna just say, "Focus, Matthias, focus," and he's gonna still keep his heavy handgun trained on this guy. If anybody can find some way to stop him from moving, that would be great.
Now a called shot is an action, so you can spend another action to move if you want to move up to him and put him within short range.
Would I get any? Because I'm using my heavy handgun.
You can make another attack with it. Oh, actually, because you're a higher gun, did you already add the plus that you get?
Oh, that's right. No, I didn't add the Oh, that's why. Okay, sorry. I was wondering why that had like the weird thing. Turns out, one of my tablet or tabs crashed. So that's why I can't like close it or open it. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, this
I
is
didn't mean to.
a playtest stream, folks. We're figuring out the rules of Spliced as we go along. And if you'd like to figure out the rules of Spliced when it's available for sale, please buy a copy so that I can pay my mortgage. And you can have fun playing a game or whatever, but like the mortgage part is.
Yeah, I guess that's important.
1 second. I just pulled it up on my phone. Give me 1 second, real quick.
Now I do know you will get a +1 for every level you have in hired gun.
Yes.
I said,
Okay.
4. I know, Claudine just used a level 3 ability, so.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
We're level 4.
Yes.
You made me a level 1 character sheet. Mine was like the put together example. I don't have any like higher level ability under my occupational talents or my notes.
I'll send you that right now.
I think I am in the same boat.
I also thought we were starting at 1, so we have that written down.
Okay.
But yeah, so my thing is that is only when I hit. because I can choose, when that attack hits a target. So I have to make sure I hit. So for my action, then Matthias is going to tell himself to focus and concentrate, and I think for this action, he's just going to take the aim action, so he can get a +2 on his next shot.
Okay. Well,
I miss you, Spring Hill Jack, but don't worry, my aim's getting better.
and I'd say don't worry about the leveling. We'll keep with what your sheets are right now, and then we'll fix it. It won't affect what you're doing right now. Okay. Now, for that, you fire and then time yourself to focus. Next is going to be Basil.
All right, I have 2 questions. My first question is about hexes. If I were to use a hex, would that be one of my actions for my turn, or?
Depends on the hex. Some hexes cost 2 actions, but I believe you have the world.
Yes.
So that is just 1 action.
Okay, and then I could use my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and my second question is, with the weapons, if I were to say a heavy melee weapon, would I use the modifier from heavy weapons or from melee weapons?
Melee weapon.
Okay. Thank you.
Heavy weapons is just like grenades.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That helps. So I want to use the world to teleport myself right behind Jack.
The world, though. I'm sorry.
Shifts the entire world.
Zarudo.
Yeah, I'm staying where I am. It's everybody else and everything else that's moving.
You move.
That's
time
such a
for
sick
5
interpretation of the card.
Thank you.
It is
So great.
You move time for 5 seconds. You move the world for 5 seconds.
Okay, so do I need to roll my sanity cost for that?
You get 2 uses a day before it costs any sanity. So you can just fucking do it.
Yes. All right. So, poof, teleport behind him. He doesn't even know. He doesn't
Nothing
even know.
personal, kid. All right.
Yes, Cold Steel the Hedgehog.
That's a little personal. And then I'm actually going to use my heavy melee weapon.
Okay.
Which we're gonna say it's a surgical saw because that's
Absolutely.
Ooh.
yeah. And
Melee,
just
remember,
gonna-
you get 2 attacks.
well, did I use one of them with my?
So for the attack action, if you're using a melee weapon, you get 2 attacks as part of the action.
Okay, the hex doesn't affect that. Okay.
Does not affect that. The second attack you'll have a -2, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So go ahead and your first attack, it'd be a melee weapons check.
Okay, that's it.
He gets to try and evade it, but is staggered. Oh. Okay.
12.
That hits.
Sweet. And then
I exploded I rolled a 1, and then I rolled a d10 on top of that and subtracted that from the total.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
All right.
Fuck this guy.
Okay, so 46. The first one was a 6.
Nice.
3, 5, 2.
And for when you're using melee weapons, if you're brawling, such as Claudine, where you are actually punching someone, that ignores all of armor, but you only do a limited amount of damage. Whereas using a heavy melee or something like this, you ignore half of armor, but you're doing several more dice of damage. So yeah, you bring the surgical saw down on him and just cleave down this sharp line across his back. He screams at that. Not a fan.
Right. And I'm gonna go ahead and try and remove my surgical saw and get him again.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
See if the dice will be in my favor.
Make another evasion. And then for this one, again, you're gonna roll a roll your melee weapons check, and then it's a -2. Because you're making multiple attacks in the same round.
Okay. 14.
I got a 13. So that's going to hit, catch him again. This like the same shoulder, bringing it all the way down to his hip.
All right. 5, 3, 4, 2. Can't do this math real quick.
I got it.
Okay.
He
Sweet.
is instantly wounded from that.
Ooh.
You can see that he took a nasty punch from Claudine, and especially the spinal injury is like slowing him down. But you make 2 quick slices across his back with that saw, and he goes from bad to far fucking worse as he's instantly wounded, visibly very injured. And
I think I slowed him down for you, Mr. Blackwood.
he like grits his teeth. Oh, you're fucking dead. Oh, I'm gonna eat your corpse.
A lot of trash talk here from the Batman with the broken spine, but all right. And did my hex count as movement, or can I move away from him now? Because I don't know that I want to be this close to him.
So moving is an action. So unfortunately, you use other actions for the turn. But yeah, you teleport right behind him and slice him open. As you do, you can see now that he is wounded, his gloves, like he pulls them off, revealing these massive clawed hands. And he like stares at you. You're gonna find out why they gave me that nickname in Whitechapel. Okay, and next is going to be Winnie.
Yeah. So you said that Winnie has seen him before in a dream?
Oh, yes. Now that you have seen his full smile, and you have heard not just Spring-Heeled Jack, whose legend goes back decades, but the mention of Whitechapel now draws your attention and the attention of Dr. Roberts. You recognize Jack the Ripper.
God damn it! I knew it! I knew it! You son of a bitch! Fucking
Oh my god.
The minute he said Whitechapel, I was like, wait,
Yep.
God damn it.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So
A lot to unpack. A lot to unpack.
yeah,
A lot of bad
wow.
spell.
Definitely like a direct reference in my backstory. Okay. I think without question, she's definitely going to use her hex on him, knowing that it's the most powerful thing that she can do. And so she will use her hex, the Chariot. So is that what are we? Was that contested?
So the Chariot, what it is you are going to make an occultism check. He's at medium range.
Okay.
So you, like I said, you might want to move closer to put him at least short range to make the check a little easier.
I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I think she just like starts to move without even like thinking about it. She just like connects the dots, and I imagine she kind of almost goes into this like trance of like being so drawn to him, and she just starts moving and like puts her hands up, and this like energy starts to like wisp out of her hands as she starts to prepare this.
Well, the nice thing is you can get within short range of him, which would make the DS only a 21, which is still high to hit him. But
I got a 22.
It's an occultism.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 and it's a 15 for occultism.
Now, the nice thing about the Chariot is you rush forward with your willpower.
Yeah.
And as you hit him, it's going to ignore half of his armor and erode his armor. So roll the damage, the 4d6.
Wait, so you literally just bionic charge his ass from Mass Effect is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
That sounds like you're literally just bionic charge his ass.
That's 15 points of damage.
Actually, fun fact, one of the playtesters, our friend David Crusader, is using Spliced to run a Mass Effect game.
I could see that.
He's using using the hexes as bionics, and I'm very thrilled. But
Bionic charge.
as you rush forward and just extend out your energy, see that he instantly is knocked backward, and there's a sickening crunch as he like reels back and slams and hits the ground. But your willpower keeps him alive. He is instantly knocked unconscious and stabilized.
And when he's on the ground, I'm just gonna get as close as I can within range, not like really close to him.
We're
And just,
we're
like-
gonna take you all out of initiative. You can get right up on him and do whatever you
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get real close to him and just lean down and say, "I told you to leave my girls alone."
There's the slightest little bit of like spark in his eyes, and you hear a tinny voice projecting from somewhere in the hallway. Oh, this is delicious. I haven't seen a hunt this long time. Jack is yours. Do what you like. Pull down yet another crab, escaping.
He's not with us.
In what way is he a crab? He's a serial
He's
killer.
a bat. Excuse me, he is a bat.
There's no response.
It's a bat.
I'm sorry. What was all of that just now? You got behind him. You just charged through, and you see Matthias is just kind of like holding his gun, like, "Oh well, I guess I didn't really need this," and just kind of puts it back into his pocket. Everybody's out here casting in hexes and slinging spells, and here I am here with just a gun.
Well, you see, I was here, but I needed to be there. So then I was
Yes.
there.
Yes, that is how that works, isn't it?
I'd like to think that I'm trying to rouse like Claudine from being frightened. I'm like, there, it's totally okay. Hey, he is a bat, not a crab. It's going to be all right. See, look, he's on the ground.
It takes a
I'm gonna
minute,
go
but
walk over to
for Claudine, you do finally shake out of it. And you're saying for Matthias?
I was gonna walk over to the good doctor and look at her and go, "You all right, doc?"
He's not dead, but we need to make sure he stays incapacitated so he can continue to do terrors, even when we think that we've dispatched him. So if there's a way of restraining him or anything like that, I think we should try and do it. It's been a long, long time coming for this reunion between us. And
Shouldn't
thank
we
you
just
all.
like cut his head off? He could shoot him in the
Think that-
skull.
He's a
We could
bat.
stomp
A lot
his
of
face in.
Well,
maybe it's a
Doc,
whole
he
vampire.
tried to-
season.
He's a monster who tried to kill us. Are you going to go all ethical? You seem to not like him.
Oh no.
He tried to kill us and did something to some girls.
I mean, I
There's
have
no,
my surgical saw right here if we want.
there's
Yeah,
no
just take his
conflict.
fucking head off.
There's no conflict of ethics here. We've only just met. I didn't want to expose my madness so early, but if we want to dispatch him, you won't hear contestation from me.
oh,
I mean,
and
it
then
seems
Matthias
like it
just
would
pulls
make
out
you
his gun
feel
and
better.
pop. He just pops him twice.
For good measure, let's.
In the skull.
Let me. I get down with the saw,
He
start going for the neck.
Well,
He pops him twice.
I'll say you
one
can
in each
all
eye.
handily dispatch Jack now that he's unconscious.
Yeah. Did we learn nothing from Zombieland? Like, yeah, you
Double
must
tap.
double tap.
Oh,
The head
Matthias
and the
is gonna
heart.
take this-
When did Stoker's Dracula come out?
The original
just
or
a-
the Francis Ford Coppola one?
Just a note,
no,
Mr.
the
Blackwood.
actual book.
So I think it's
book.
the thing. When you address someone in the group as doctor, they're without specifying which doctor, just saying I'm feeling a bit overlooked over here.
Well, I
I
will
mean,
say
that was a great surgery.
And Terribly sorry about that. I suppose I'm not used to being surrounded in a room full of mostly doctors. Well, I suppose that's
Multiple
not
doctors?
true. That's not entirely true.
Well, it was 1897,
Okay,
by the way.
when did I'm gonna look this up?
I just said
With
I knew
Dracula?
it was-
1897.
Yeah,
Did you know that Bram Stoker's Dracula was published after the invention of Coca-Cola, which means canonically,
Yes.
good
He
old
could have been
Drac
a
could have a fucking Coke, baby.
Is that when they were still putting the cocaine
Can
in it?
Dracula
Dracula
Could he
drinking
eat?
cocaine
Yes, he could.
soda.
could he
Yeah.
eat or drink? Okay, yeah, he totally could have.
Also,
It's like, oh,
Dracula
yes, in my
in the
goblet,
book.
it's not wine. It's
Hmm.
Coca-Cola.
Product placement.
Though I will say,
Not
ironically,
sponsored.
Dracula had a mustache, and I have
He did.
almost never seen a depiction of him with a mustache.
No.
See, because they're too
Yeah.
much of cowards. Dracula with a Burt Reynolds mustache.
Oh my god.
No,
Wait,
a
you
full
want
Freddie
Dracula?
Mercury.
Oh my god, of course, that's why vampires are sexy. Damn.
They were always meant to be.
Either that, or I like to imagine that he might have had the John Waters.
Oh, that whole thing.
All right, now the hall that you can see extends back easily toward the greenhouse. There is one section about halfway that turns sharply off to the left for all of you, but north. It seems to lead deeper into the castle. But from where you're at, the greenhouse, a few 100 feet away, and the further into the castle, off to the end.
Well, I suppose if our goal is to survive, do we want to go deeper into the castle to see what other bullshit awaits us, or see if there's anything in the greenhouse that we can use?
I mean, going backwards is going to be shot at, and we're kind of sitting ducks in the hallway.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Are
about-
you?
I'm going to be fine. Ultimately. It's just one of those things where sorry,
No, it was pretty scary. You're totally in the right for being afraid. It's totally okay. You really clocked him pretty good. You know, you did a good job. You're totally okay.
You're not a coward for running away. It's also not your fault.
every fucking fire truck in DC just drove by my house.
And
It's
added,
because your performance is on fire.
I just counted 4 that just drove by. That's bad.
Absolutely.
I will say there is one thing that Jack's boots are left behind. And you notice
Take
that
his shoes.
they do seem wearable. For the sake of this, whoever would like to wear them can, but this is a fun little item that once a day you can use them to move up to basically get the sprint action for free. You can move up to 12 times your speed with
Ooh.
no action.
Well, I suppose if you all don't mind, I believe I'm the one who is properly arcanically undressed in the group.
I mean, they're men's shoes, so, probably go better with your outfit. Plus, I've been running in heels my whole life. I don't know that I could probably do it in flats.
Fair enough. And yeah, Matthias takes off his boots and just kind of slides on some spring heels boots.
There is a strange sensation to them of oh, I have literally a bounce in my step of alright, I have to kind of adjust to this and feel yourself moving, but it does seem to give you a boost. Your natural. And
Those seem to compliment you well.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at
feel
those
that
calves.
you
calves.
could really use these um, to jump pretty far or to really get moving if you need to. So first off, your jump is doubled what it would normally be, but also
Woo!
once a day you get sprint for free.
Yeah.
That's how he
I'm
was
gonna
able
collect
to
so many
sprint while he
magic
was
items.
staggered. But didn't matter because he got chopped
I'm
up
gonna
with
turn into
some
Batman,
teleporting.
y'all.
No.
I'm gonna turn into Batman, y'all. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, does he have anything else on him? Weapons or anything?
He just
Anything of value?
Okay.
It's just a gross pile of bat.
yes.
Man.
So, got green room or deeper in the castle. Castle of Death or green room.
Well,
Well, if we go back through the library, we don't know when the guns are going to go off. So I suppose we have to go forward.
I'm
Is that?
partial to botany.
Oh, I guess he
but
came out of the green room.
Probably.
Right.
Oh,
So we should press on forward. You can
Alright.
put
I feel
those
like no
springs
matter-
to good use.
No matter where we go,
Hop to it.
it's going to be some sort of trial for us. So
Eh.
Are you okay,
Well,
Dr. Wendy?
Yes, I'm fine. I agree. I think we need to press on. Where exactly that is, I don't seem to care at this point.
It will be all right. Let's just pat your shoulder.
You all move further down the hall, taking the sharp left instead of heading toward the greenhouse, yes?
Yeah. I think so, yep. Yeah.
The hall continues at an angle downward. Seems that it probably is, hangs pretty like high up, and then it slopes back down to ground level. Send down a set of stairs, which you can see show signs of little metal scraping along the stone. Obvious signs that Wickman has traveled here in his strange contraption chair. But there is a large shape at the end of the wall blocking your path. You can see faintly through it bits of light. The wall just opaque enough, but also just enough, like thin enough that you can see. This is the backside of another portal.
I'm gonna Shawshank Redemption and just kind of like see if I can poke a hole through your part and look through it.
Easily done. Make a perception check.
Can I assist by listening?
Yes.
Get the back of the painting?
You can. I would say you can make your own perception check. Then you're listening.
And that's a 6. That is going to be a 10 total.
10.
Mm-hmm.
A 14 for me.
Looking in this space, at first it doesn't seem obvious what it is. There's a massive table at the center. It is octagonal in shape, but the very center of it, probably about 10 feet wide, is a brass brazier with iron fittings, filled with coals and heaping piles of timber to burn. There is a fire currently that are, and tall chairs around this octagonal table. There's no one that you can see sitting in it. But as you look at it, you can see that there's another 2 doors at the very furthest end. It's hard to see in the darkness. beyond where the fire can reach. You just see the little limits of the room. As for hearing anything beyond the roar of the fire, there's not much. But then, for Barbara, you hear a noise behind you. And at the far end of the hallway, where you had turned, coming from the direction of the green room, see this hand grip the very corner, begin to pull itself around. The hand is a dark, shocking green, and this face moves made of gnarled vine and root. Some thing made of living plants begins to shamble itself down the hall. And I think that's where we're going to wrap up for tonight.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like
Dude,
that. I don't like that one bit.
Made me see more.
When did Little Shop of Horrors originate?
So, I want to thank all my players for being super awesome. Hope you all had fun playing, and I look forward to the next episode of this. I am very, very thrilled with Spliced, how it's been coming along in the past couple months, and I'm so thankful to all of you for playing. So I'm gonna give you all a chance to tell everybody who you are, what you got working on, where people can find you. We're gonna go the opposite direction this time. So let's start with Amber.
I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. I'm a TTRPG writer, editor, streamer, podcaster, and I would love to help make your next game a little bit more magical. If you have, if you need a player or a DM or whatever, you can just hit me up on Twitter at the Space Jamber or on my website, thespacejamber.cool. I don't have anything super exciting to plug because I'm flying to Austin on Saturday, so I guess
Fuck
just wish me
yeah.
well on a good flight to my best friend's
Okay.
house.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Amber. It's like I said, we have been two ships in the night, so it's nice to finally be able to like play a game together.
I know. I'm excited to be DM'd by you. So
It's this is very, very fun, and of course the lovely, incomparable Ina Coffin. Please tell people what you got going on, where they can find you.
Hi, I am Ina Coffin. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Ina_KOFFEN. I am a character artist. I did the art for the teasers for this and during the little break time situation that we had over there, and I am open for art commissions. And that's really all I have to plug. Otherwise, whenever Amber or my loving husband Alec or some other cool people like to pull me into streams, I just like to have fun.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And yes, thank you so much for the art. It looks incredible. You know, did all of them in record time. I'm very, very thankful. Okay, so Artemis, please tell people.
I am Artemis. You can find me on Twitter at EchoXWhisper. Actually, on most social medias, but I'm mostly active on Twitter. And my girlfriend and I actually make battle maps with accompanying music and/or soundscapes, musical soundscapes. We release new stuff every week. Our Patreon tiers start really low. It's like $3 a month, and we have over 70 map and music packs currently out now. We release new ones, like I said, every week. So check us out at roll4music.com or patreon.com/roll4music. It's roll and a 4 and music. And that's pretty much all I do. I occasionally do APs now, I guess.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Happy to have
awesome.
you. And I am for mad props. I'm loving Basil already. Mad props for the commitment. I'm very thrilled to have you. And okay, we're gonna move then to Lex. Please tell the people.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Lex. You can find me on socials at Lex with 2X Blade. I am a voice actor, and I'm also a DM and a player in a couple of D&D 5e campaigns, most notably one that we do have a podcast for. So wherever you find your podcast, we are called Found Familiars. So feel free to check it out. Our website is foundfamiliars.crd.co. And we release episodes every other Saturday. And we actually currently have a guest star slated for June and July who's pretty big on TikTok. So go find our podcast and all of our socials to find out more and see who that is. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
me.
I don't know why my Nightbot is not working, but I'm going to put at least a link to your Twitter in the chat for everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, Wombat, please tell the people.
Oh man. So, hey, hi, hello. It is your favorite neighborhood TTRPG Dapper Wombat here, as you all know me now here on this lovely, lovely stream. First and foremost, thank you. I understand this might be a little bit long, but please bear with me. I played the wonderful and professional accountant Matthias Blackwood. But did you also know that I am both the dungeon master and the showrunner for the Tales of Adventure Agents of Boo podcast? It is a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons hack. Instead of going from levels 1 through 20, it's levels 1 through 10. And it takes place in a Magitech diesel punk world where the player characters are secret agents tasked to hunt monsters, kill wizards, and get loot, a la Hellboy, The Witcher, and Men in Black. We have just finished, and we have our full first season out and about. So you go have that out, as season 2 is currently also in production. If you all want to keep up with the updates, we are on Twitter and Instagram of @agents_of_boo, and you can follow us more for the fun little silly TikToks before it gets banned on there at Dapper Wombat. That is DAPPRWOMBAT. I believe that's it. It's a mouthful, but that's it.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah, so thrilled to have you. And like I said, I can't say enough how much I appreciate all of you joining me for this. As I said, I started Spliced the middle of February, and I've been busting my ass working on it. I'm now on version 1.6, version 1.7, probably going to go live beginning of next week from all my playtesters. So thrilled. Looking forward to the next episode of Hunter's Moon. But I think for tonight we're going to wrap it up and thank all of you. Stay magical, my friends. You know what I always like to say, being the arch wizard that I am, keep on whizzing.
Keep on